This shot was filmed on an expensive camera setup, and this shot was taken on a mobile phone. And for the remainder of this video, we'll be shooting it on that same phone. Today, I will show you guys 7 simple steps to shoot high quality YouTube videos using your phone. The first step is to choose your scene. And when you're choosing your scene, there are 2 important things you need to look out for. Number 1 is you need a good background. You need a good background, and then you need depth. Let me start with background. Now, if you look at my background, you see some things that is enticing, that is making this video pop out. For example, I have a light here. There's a light coming from this direction. You can call it a backlight if you must. Then I have a laptop here that I use to spice this up. I have other lights here which I'll still work towards and show you guys properly what the scene is like. Now, coming to depth. Depth is one of the most important factors when you are shooting a YouTube video, especially a talking head video like this one. And what do we mean by depth? There's something we call shallow depth of field. If you look at the distance between my back and the wall, it's kind of far. So the more that distance, the more blur the video tends to be. When shooting your videos, try as much as possible not to stand close to the wall or sit close to the wall. I know a lot of people, when they shoot, they do that actually, but it makes your video look flat. So try as much as possible to give a certain gap between where you are sitting and the wall. The next step is to clean up your scene. Very, very important. Now let me show you what it took to keep this particular scene like this. Now, if I pan my video towards this side, you're going to see a lot of gears and bags and all whatnot. So imagine everything here was in this scene. How will it look like? Now, just to show you this scene from this angle, you can clearly see that it's looking tidy and neat, right? The next step is to compose your shots. Composition is how you feel your frame. Now, imagine I sit this way and I'm talking to you, doing YouTube video. It doesn't look professional. Yes, sometimes you might want to do certain things intentionally, but this particular position is not the right one, okay? So because I'm leaving a lot of room here, unless maybe I'm doing an interview video where I want to add like write-ups or text towards this right hand side, then I can at least adjust the subject towards the left like I am doing right now. But for YouTube videos, try as much as possible to feel the subject in the majority of your frame. If you're shooting with a pro camera app, or you have access to the pro version of the default camera app in your phone, then there's this tool, there's this feature called grid lines. It is very, very important in composition. So you can use it to place your subject properly. Now imagine I'm doing a YouTube video, then I'm talking to you and I'm at this particular distance. You're not even seeing my face properly, I guess. Composition is very, very important because it kind of centers the attention of your viewers towards the subject, which is probably you in this case. Now, the first step is lighting. Very, very important. When it comes to videography, when it comes to content creation, lighting is as important as the camera, because the camera interprets only what it can see. And for the camera to see something, that thing needs to be lit. There needs to be enough light for the camera to interpret that data. So if you're learning how to shoot videos, learning camera gears and everything, make sure you know how to set up your lighting. Most YouTubers use what we call 3-point lighting for their videos, and I'm going to show you real quick what that means. All right, so this is my major light here. This is called key light, you can see, and this one here is called fill light. I'll explain what they do real quick. And if I should turn back now, you will see that I have some other lights here. And for real, this is the backlight. You can see this one serves as the backlight. And there's something we call motivated light. All these ones here serve as motivated light, kind of. Then these ones are just to entice the scene. You can see that this laptop is also serving as a form of light because of the screen is lit. And then this one is also a form of light as well. So all these combine together to give you a super professional dope background. Now, speaking about the key light is your main source of light, and that is that light you are seeing here. It is usually positioned 45 degrees from where you are facing. So if this is me facing here. 45 degrees will be towards this angle. Then your fill light is also another important light. It's kind of dimmer than the key light. That one tends to, balance out the shadow created by the key light. Okay, so for context, if I off the fill light now, this is what you have. Switching off the fill light tends to, increase the shadow on my right hand side here, which is probably your left, because the key light is my main source of light, but I still need another light to balance out the shadow. Now let me off the key light and leave the fill light on so that you see the difference. Now you can see that the key light, which is my main source of light, is no longer on, and most of my face is now dark. It's no longer as good as before. So lightning is very, very important. On that same hand, let me now switch off the fill light and leave the backlight and some of these motivated lights on, and so that you see how it looks like as well. Now you can see that with the backlights and everything on, you can't even see my face without the key light and the fill light. Now what does the backlight and all the motivated lights do? It separates me from the background. If I switch off all these lights now, you'll find out that the video kind of looks flat. I will no longer be separated from the background. What do I mean? Now can you see this? It's looking very flat. We'll call this being flat. Just like as though I was photoshopped into the background. It doesn't make sense. So the backlight is also very important. It kind of separates you from the background. And don't forget, like I mentioned earlier, you need to have some space between you and the background. So let's put our fill light back on. So you see, light is very, very important. You just need to master the art of lightening your scene before shooting. Step 5 is very, very important because it is all about clean audio. Your audio is as important as your video. Now, most people tend to use the mic on their phone. I'm not saying it's so bad, but most of the time you find out that the quality is not as good as you want, especially when you are far away from your phone. Most times, a simple Bluetooth mic or lavalier mic can save you a lot of headache and improve your audio quality. Now, the 6th step I have for you is try and always be smart with your shooting method. Use your phone the smart way. When you want to shoot YouTube videos, it's preferable to use the back camera instead of the front camera, because there are chances that the back camera has, more quality than the front camera. And then try and record, do what we call dry run once or twice before shooting the main video, so that you can, get your framing properly, and even if you make mistakes, you learn from them immediately before shooting. Don't just flip out your camera and then start recording. Make sure you do certain settings, resolutions, frame rates per second, set your camera properly. Even if you want to shoot with automatic mode, no problem. With good lighting, you are good to go. The 7th and final step is efficiency. Some people can sit in front of camera and talk naturally and flow freely without, jittering or making a lot of mistakes. While some people use teleprompter. In fact, a lot of YouTubers, use what we call teleprompter. This is a teleprompter. If you've not heard of this, it can make your, recording fast, easier, and efficient. There are some teleprompter that you can also use with your phone. I will drop the links in the description. Shooting with teleprompter has its advantages and its disadvantages as well. For example, it can make you, look robotic because you'll be reading from a kind of script, So it might take a lot of practice to start using this. But if you can speak freely in front of camera without teleprompter, that is also nice. At the end of the day, it does not matter whether you are using an iPhone, an Android, or even a high-end cinema camera. The most important thing is that phone on your hand, can you use it properly? In fact, most of the time, most people are not aware that with good lighting, their phone, whether low budget, high budget, or flagship, can actually do something good. If you found this video informative, subscribe and turn on notifications. Don't forget to smash that like button and keep creating.